Hi friends, this is Dave from JavaCodeJunkie.com and welcome to another JDBC video tutorial. In today's episode, we'll be looking at the prepared statement. The prepared statement extends the statement interface and allows for faster execution as it is compiled once and held in memory instead of being compiled each and every time that it's executed, as is the case with a statement object. And it also prevents SQL injection attacks. I'm not going to go into that during this video as it's outside the scope of what we're trying to do, but I will leave a link to SQL injections in Wikipedia so anyone who's interested can have a further look at that. Let's make a plan for how we're going to approach this video. Step 1, we're going to create some SQL code for our prepared statement that uses parameters so that we can extract some data from our database. Step 2, we'll create a prepared statement using that SQL code. Step 3, we will insert a parameter value into the prepared statement. Then we'll execute the prepared statement. And finally, we'll process the result set if it's applicable. So let's start with step number 1. And for this demonstration, I've already created a database and a table, and I have some data in the table. The table is called employees and it's in a tutorial database. I'll leave a link to the videos where this was created. It's created in MariaDB, but the mechanics of this are essentially the same for most relational databases. And we're going to use the data in this table as part of our demonstration for the prepared statement. In this employees table, we have a number of different fields. We have a field ID, another employee ID. Both of these are integer type fields. We have a first name and a last name, which are varchar or variable character. And that kind of equates to a string in Java. We have a birth date, which is a date field, and we have a department ID, which relates to a department table in our database. So let's now go back to our code and create the SQL code that's going to extract data from the employees table. We're going to create a string variable, string SQL equals select, and the fields that I'm going to use are ID, employee ID, first name, and last name. From the table name is employees, and I'm going to add a where clause, ID equals question mark. Now this is how we insert a parameter into our SQL code, and this is a placeholder for a specific value that we're going to add to our prepared statement in a moment. Let's now go to step 2. Step 2, we're going to create a prepared statement. Prepared statement equals, and the way we create a prepared statement is we use the connection object, connection.prepare statement, passing the SQL code that we created above. Next step, now that we have the prepared statement, is to insert a value for that placeholder ID in the prepared statement so we can get a specific record from the database. So again, we'll say prepared statement dot set, and there are a number of different methods for the different types of values that we can use in our parameters. The one we're going to use, since ID is an integer, we're going to say set int. We need to specify a parameter index. Now this is 1 based, so the first parameter in our SQL code above would be number 1. If we had a second or third, they would be numbered consecutively, 1, 2, 3, etc. So since we only have 1, it's the first one. And what I'm going to do is extract a record from our employees table in this example where the ID is 25, so we're looking for Maria Perez. So the value that we're looking at for the ID is the number 25, which is the ID of that record in the employees table. Next, we'll execute the prepared statement. And in the case of a select SQL statement, the prepared statement, when it's executed, will return a result set. So we're going to assign the value of the execution of our prepared statement to a result set variable. Result set equals prepared statement dot execute query. You'll see that the execute query method returns a result set. Now that we've executed the query and captured the result set, we'll process the result set. SQL code that we're executing against the database doesn't always return a result set. In the case of a select, it normally returns a result set, but in the case of an update or an insert, it does not. Processing the result set is only necessary if it makes sense for the type of SQL code that you're executing against your database. So to process the result set, we're going to do that in a while loop. While result set dot next. Same as with the statement object. And I'm going to print the value to our console. So sysout. And here's where we will get the different values for the fields that we're extracting from the database. Result set dot get integer, and we'll specify the column label. We can specify either an integer or the column label, and I'm going to use the column label. The name of the first field is ID, and I'm going to put in some spacing. And then the next field, result set dot get integer again, and the next field is employee ID. More first name, result set dot get string, because the first name, which is our next field, is a string variable character or string type, and the field name is first name. More spacing, and we'll get the last field, which is last name. Result set dot get string. The column label is last name. And I'll just format that with Control-Shift-F. We'll save. And at this point, let's right-click and run. And if everything is correct, then we should see the values for record with the ID number 25 in our console. So run as Java application. The database connection was successful, and we also successfully retrieved data from the record where the ID was number 25. So we'll see the employee ID is 554528, and we can go back to the database to verify that, 554528, and the employee name Maria Perez. These are the basic steps for processing a JDBC prepared statement. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing so that you don't miss any videos when I release new content. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Until then, stay safe and keep on coding.